So what are your sports teams? Which teams do you root for, Patrick Wilson?
I grew up in Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So I'm a big Buck fan, big Bolt fan. We've had a lovely year.
You sure have. My gosh, you sure have.
I know. It's been awesome. Actually,
yes.
I did that NFL-a-thon thing.
Yes, I remember that last year. Yes, you and
I wore my little hat, and everyone mocked me for not everybody on your show, but everyone, oh, yeah, you're a Buck fan. Oh, sorry. Oh, God, remember 2003? Yeah. Just keep waiting. So I was super excited for that. Big year for Tampa sports.
Yes, It certainly helps to have Tom Brady when you want to flex. You know what I'm saying? It certainly
It does. No.
But, I mean, what a year. I mean, it was the city of champions, for crying out loud. Tampa Bay.
Unbelievable. The Rays have been on a great run. Now they're with the Yankees. And I'm a huge sports fan, and I've been in and around New York longer than I actually ever lived in St. Pete in Tampa Bay. So I was a Yankee fan before I was a Rays fan, because when I was there were no Rays. We would go watch spring training, and I was a Cards fan as a kid. So, and my dad was actually close friends with the boss. So George Steinbrenner actually set me up with my first meeting with an agent. Actually, I've never said that before, but it's true.
So what? No, hold on a second. I got to stop you.
Isn't that funny?
All right. Well, hold on a second. You, Patrick Wilson, your father, tight with George M. Steinbrenner III. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Well, in Tampa, a little backstory. So my dad was a TV anchor at WTVT down there for, he was an anchor for 50 years, and he was in Tampa for 30. My brother's the anchor now, and my dad and my mom always did this Christmas show that the Steinbrenners put on, and for all at-risk kids, and it's an amazing event they do every year. My brother now does it. So my point is, over the past 25 years, my dad became very close with the Steinbrenner family. Mm-hmm. So, and it was always one of those things. Well, hey, your kid's going to be an actor. Well, hey, when you need some help, give me a call. And you're always like, yeah, come on, you're George Steinbrenner. And sure enough, I wanted to go. I was in college, and I wanted to meet an agent. And sure enough, within a phone call, because he knew so-and-so, I mean, he knew everybody.
Of course.
Set me up with an agent. I went in, and they were like, wait, why are you here? And I was like, my dad's friends with George Steinbrenner. I mean, ridiculous. Just pulling out every stop.
Why not?
It was pretty awesome.
By the way,
why not?
By the way, I like the way that you telling the story using the Larry David voice for Steinbrenner. I thought was outstanding, Patrick. I caught that because that's the way he did sound. I mean, that's the way he talked. I know. Unbelievable.
It was awesome. He was. The thing is, when you know that family down in Tampa,
yes,
different than obviously, clearly, much different than your experience as a New Yorker through the lens of the Yankees. But down there, because he was so active in the community and all the philanthropy that he did, it was. They're just an amazing family. So we've always had a great relationship with them. I'm just talking about I've never talked about the Steinbrenners before.
I love it, Patrick Wilson. This is the type of show for you to do it on right now. And certainly I'm a native New Yorker. I'm from Staten Island, New York, a diehard Yankee fan. And so I grew up with a front row seat to Steinbrenner's 70s Yankees, 80s, 90s, then obviously all the way through his passing. You then would definitely have to agree that if he was alive today, you would definitely not be professing your love for anybody other than the Yankees on television or radio.
This is very true.
Please.
This is very true.
Never do that.
And I will tell you, in the mid-'90s when the Rays finally came up,
right.
I could still wear both hats. I could wear the Rays hat, my original Devil Rays jersey. I could wear them in New York because they were like, oh, isn't that sweet? Oh, look at you, cute, wearing the loser, And it wasn't really until early 2000s, obviously close to 2008 when they got really close, that you felt like, oh God, do I have to pick? And that's the story of an actor. It's sort of like wherever you land is, your home. But I carry such a deep pride for my hometown team as well.
Yeah, it is like that Seinfeld episode where Elaine was told to take the Orioles hat off sitting in Yankee Stadium. That's real. That's real.
Oh, hey, so during when the Red Sox won in 2004, and a dear friend of mine, Jody Mankiewicz, who's married to Doug Mankiewicz, I sat with the Red Sox wives in Yankee Stadium. I said, listen, you're a friend of mine. I know you since the fourth grade. I cannot. I'm not cheering for the Red Sox in the wives section. Like I won't be a jerk. I won't cheer for the Yankees.
Right.
But that was a very, I just because you got that. It's like code. Like I'm in Yankee Stadium. I don't care how many Red Sox I'm surrounded. And she perfectly understood as I sat with all the Red Sox wives, very quietly cheering for my for the Yankees. And then of course they left saying, we probably won't be back. And then of course they came back.
No,
So
I know. Oh, it is so sensitive, this sort of stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.